What's up, YouTube? This is the Even Oracle here. Hey, I was just checking in with you guys. Tonight I'm filming a video on the night of the pink supermoon happening in Scorpio. And tonight's kind of a special video. This is actually a request from the professional high priest, or Daisy. I guess it's going to be part of my Shots Fired in Tarotland video series. And basically, Daisy requested that I look into Ogugua Masters, which is a profile that's been floating around on YouTube for a little bit. As soon as I started making my Shots Fired in Tarotland videos, I started getting weird comments and links and stuff posted in my comment section by that particular viewer. And Daisy had brought it to my attention that that viewer is one of the people involved in doing the spell work and gang stalking. And she requested that I would look into it. I mean, I always, when a viewer asks me to do a request, I always try to follow through for them. But especially when one of the people I subscribe to and kind of look up to in a sense asks me to do a video for them, I'm always definitely willing to do that. And tonight we're going to look into this person and kind of see what they've been up to behind the scenes, maybe what the future outcome is in the situation. And anyways, I want to get started. I figured tonight with the full moon happening, it'd be kind of the perfect time to do this video, pick up the energies of the full moon. I've definitely been feeling a little bit sensitive from the energies of this lunar cycle particularly. I do have some strong Scorpio placements in my chart, as well as other things in my chart that kind of make me a little bit energetically sensitive. So let's grab a deck and let's get started. I hope you guys are having a great week. I know I haven't posted a video in a little bit. I've been crazy busy and just kind of going through some things myself, but I've been trying to deal with it the best as I can. And let's see what this Ogugua Masters is all about. Daisy had also told me that her name is Desire Johnson, and we're going to see if I can pick up on her energies right now to see what her part is in this whole YouTube stalking, gang stalking in real life, spell work, and all that kind of stuff. All right, first card out of the deck, we got the Ten of Swords. Obviously, that's not a good card to start out with, but it might explain a little bit about what's been going on. All right, the Sun. Very weird juxtaposition of energies with Ten of Swords and Sun right after. All right, Eight of Wands. Followed by the King of Cups. Well, so far, I'm actually a little bit confused as to this energy. This is a very interesting combination of cards. But I will definitely lay out more cards, and then we'll get to the intuitive reading and draw more cards out of other decks to clarify it and get confirmation as to what I'm picking up with my intuition. All right, Seven of Wands. I'm going to throw some more dragon's blood on the coal over here. I find that copal and dragon's blood resin works really well for me as far as kind of cleansing my space and allowing me to tap into energies a little bit easier. I know a lot of people are partial to sage and Palo Santo. I mean, I got Palo Santo up here, and I do have sage, but lately I've definitely been liking using just pure resins. All right, well, I keep dropping a shit ton of cards. Let me pick those up and see what came out. Two of Wands. All right, well, that was a lot of cards that fell out. That was too many cards for me to actually use. It was like a dozen cards or so. And I'm using that deck tonight, the Revelation Tarot, which actually is one of my newer decks that I've been using. And anyways, I like it because it does have symbolism on the upright and the reverse that kind of make it very clear as to what the cards are trying to portray. All right, next, the Empress. Kind of just right off the bat, I definitely pick up that the Empress card is kind of Daisy's energy in the situation here. All right, Six of Wands. So let's try to start tapping into this energy and see where it takes us before we draw some more cards on this situation. All right, obviously, Ten of Swords, painful endings, backstabbing and betrayal, followed by the Sun, happiness and joy. Eight of Wands, fast-paced or rapid communication over the airwaves, passionate communication. King of Cups, a lot of emotion involved there. Seven of Wands, we got that being in a tactical position to kind of fight off conflict, followed by the Two of Wands, either able to move forward into positivity or stay stagnant or even slip backwards into destruction and defeat. The Empress, that's that abundant, positive, feminine energy. And then Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. All right, so I get that definitely Ogugua Masters Desire, has definitely tried to cause some sort of painful ending to Daisy with some sort of backstabbing and betrayal. Although that she tried doing this, I feel like her attempts have, for the most part, been unsuccessful. Even if they've been successful, it's been for a short time because we have the Sun card right after that. I feel like Daisy just kind of keeps shining, doing her thing, spreading her spiritual messages, and continuing on in her path, in her spiritual path. And that the Ten of Swords attempt really wasn't that effective. Eight of Wands, that's that fast-paced communication, passionate communication over the airwaves, that's the way I like to look at it, is to me Ogugua Masters trying to basically send out a lot of, I don't know if you want to call it slander or, just basically sending out a lot of passionate communication, probably against Daisy if she's trying to do this Ten of Swords thing. King of Cups, I almost feel like, with the King of Cups card, I feel like Desire might be working kind of in her masculine energy. If she's working in her masculine energy and making kind of emotional decisions about things rather than using her mind, there might be some sort of axe that she has to grind with Daisy for some sort of reason. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm sure we will find that out as we draw more cards. But definitely with the Seven of Wands, I feel like Daisy has been in a tactical position, probably because of spiritual covering in some sort of way or protection by the ancestors that have been able to make her fight off conflict from multiple angles. Obviously, I've seen her being attacked on YouTube by multiple different readers. She keeps expressing the fact that she's been gang stalked. I have myself, so I know what it's like. And obviously that requires multiple people bringing conflict to you from multiple directions. But when you're in a a spiritually high position, or maybe a higher level spiritually, you're basically able to fight off this conflict that comes from multiple places. I see that really Ogugua Masters is kind of in that Two of Wands energy. She basically has the ability to like move forward and move on with her life, which would entail, you know, not picking up so much karma, or she has the ability to stay where she's at, do what she's doing, and kind of face destruction in a sense. I feel like that whenever somebody does gang stalking or spell work, any type of spell work in a negative fashion, that you definitely have the ability to pick up karma, especially if you're trying to cast spell work or gang stalk somebody that's on a higher spiritual level than yourself. If Daisy's in this Empress energy, where she is truly spiritually abundant, as well as materially abundant in the 3D, and also displaying a little bit more positive feminine attributes, I think it's going to be really difficult for Ogugua Masters to keep doing what she's doing. I feel like really karma might build up, and Six of Swords might be her ancestors basically telling her to knock it off and kind of move on to calmer waters, you know, put down the swords and, you know, keep it pushing, basically. I'm going to draw some more cards on this because so far this is just, to me, kind of spelling out of the energy and the backstory or past type energy. All right, we got the Sun again. So definitely with that Sun energy, that's that strong, you know, shining through, the energy of light, the energy of enlightenment. That's that drive, that Leo energy, that pride. You know, obviously Daisy has pride in her abilities. She has pride in her prowess as a spiritual teacher. And I feel like really, no matter how many times people come at her in that Ten of Swords energy, she's always in that Seven of Wands energy, and it is able to kind of remain happy throughout pretty much all the conflict that's brought her way. To get two Sun cards back to back out of two different decks, I mean, that to me, that's confirmation. It's also confirmation to me that definitely there's, you know, spirits, ancestral spirits, divine spirits, different goddesses and gods kind of working on Daisy's behalf to keep her in that spiritual covering of protection. All right, then we got the Death card. All right, so maybe now we're getting somewhere. I mean, to me, this Death card a lot of times signifies the ending of one cycle, beginning of another, or death and rebirth, transformation. But I'm also kind of seeing, you know, the spell work that possibly was done towards Daisy was maybe trying to do two things. It was trying to end Daisy's happiness. We got the Sun above it and to the left side here. So maybe Desiree, whatever her name is, was trying to basically cause an end to Daisy being able to shine and let her spiritual light out, to, you know, stop her light work, if you will. And I feel like part of that might have been spell work, including possibly graveyard rituals with the Death card. You know, the Death card is that Scorpionic energy. We're in that full moon with Scorpio. And also maybe even death rituals or sickness rituals, something like that. All right, Ace of Swords. Well, Ace of Swords is a couple things. It's new beginnings. It's doing something, using your truth and standing in your power, being defensive. But it also is doing something with great force. So I feel like this collective that has been gang stalking and doing spell work, death rituals, has actually been doing it with great force. I think they've been really putting their back into it, really trying to bring the heat with that spell work, if you will. And I think they get frustrated the more they do spell work, and they obviously see that it's not coming through the way that they wanted. Here with the Queen of Swords, I almost feel like, if you can see in this card, this Queen of Swords has a sword and somebody's head in their other hand. I almost feel like really they were coming for Daisy's head, but in a sense that they weren't able to make it happen because Daisy was kind of in that Queen of Swords and Ace of Swords energy herself, where she kind of was able to do cord-cutting rituals, clear her energy, maybe even reversals, and put up that defense. I almost feel just really clearing her energy more than reversals, even so, with putting that sword up in her own defense. And she's always seems to be able to be in that ace energy where she's constantly getting a new beginning. No matter how many times they try to make an ending, she's always in that rebirth side of that death card energy. I'm going to pull out of another deck here. All right, Knight of Wands. So, we're definitely talking about somebody coming with a lot of passion, trying to ride in quickly with this passionate energy, in a sense, to end Daisy's light, to end her, almost to end the competition, if you will, if they're trying to end that Seven of Wands energy. All right, Page of Swords. So definitely a lot of stalking, spying energy. That definitely makes a lot of sense with the, internet stalking going on. I don't even know who this Ogugua Master is. But, the second I said anything about supporting Daisy, she was all in my comment section. So, she obviously is keeping her eyes open on YouTube especially. And definitely spying and, gang stalking. I always see the Page of Swords as internet stalker vibes. I always read it that way. Boom. And then Three of Cups. So Three of Cups, that's that third-party interference, celebration. I almost take it as the group of people working along with Ogugua Master. Because, you got like a collective of three women, in a sense, working together. Matter of fact, I take it as these three women are definitely part of that collective of Angelic Guidance, the Woke Bombshell, and Kiichii Tarot. And I almost feel like, those are the faces of the collective that actually show themselves, and that Ogugua Masters is part of the more secretive people in this whole stalking and plot to try to bring dissension into Tarotland, do spell work to harvest energy, and also in a sense to kind of get the legit readers or spiritual teachers off of YouTube with their basically their internet bullying type of vibes there. All right, Hanged Man. I feel like this whole collective that's been really going hard at Daisy, it has came to a point where they're kind of stuck. The gang stalking, the working as a team against this one person. They're very forceful, trying to end Daisy shining a light with that Sun card, trying to bring conflict to her from every direction with that Seven of Wands. I think they're coming to a point where it's just not working, and they're trying to basically come up with a plan B. All right, Five of Wands, yeah. Yeah, they're that, and they're also stuck in conflict. Like, they just can't put this conflict to rest for some reason. Obviously, there's something bigger at stake as far as with spiritual warfare. And obviously, with whatever sort of enterprise that's kind of shady that they've been trying to hide in the background, you know, they just can't stop this conflict. They need to affect change in the situation with that five. Five in numerology is about change. And I think they need to try to affect change for because there's certain things they just don't want to get out. All right, Six of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles here as the rebalancing of karmic scales. Also the fact that it's giving, you know. Giving equally. I think it's giving equal bad karma to people out there acting in a karmic fashion, as well as giving positive karma, on the other hand, to people who are out there really working in their north nodes, really trying to bring high-level spiritual messages to awaken people and help them through their ascension process. All right, Ace of Pentacles. All right, well, Ace of Pentacles to me is two things. All right, it's obviously Daisy keeps getting this ace energy every time they try to bring that the ending to her with that death magic and all the slander campaigns and all these you know, 3 karmics on YouTube coming at her. But it's also, I feel like somebody is definitely dropping coin on this. So there's got to be some much higher level or reason why these karmics are coming after Daisy. And I think the only reason they particularly are coming after Daisy is for money. But there's definitely somebody behind the scenes here, an unseen hand that is paying for this work, that's paying for these karmics, that's paying for this smear campaign in order to bring Daisy down with the conflict. We'll keep drawing cards and see if we can figure out what that is. Knight of Cups. I think because Daisy literally keeps coming in with messages from her heart in order to try to help the collective of people in the spiritual community. I think that she probably has good intentions in this whole thing, and nobody's perfect. Everyone gets pissed off sometimes and says some shit that people can construe in the wrong fashion, but I definitely feel like it's almost to be expected. How much can somebody take being pushed and bothered by a whole group of people trying to take one person down because the light that they're shining, and maybe they just don't want that light to shine and expose something they have going on. And if you're kind of tapped into a specific karmic collective's energy and they have fear that you might expose what they're doing, there might be some, you know, major reasons why somebody would be an unseen force, an unseen hand, paying money to continue this. All right, Ten of Wands. There's definitely some sort of burden here. Okay, shit. Look at this. I just got bad vibes off of this card. This is not the normal Ten of Wands. On this Ten of Wands card, it shows a collective of people here with torches, almost like a mob, gang stalking, and then somebody being basically tossed overboard, tied up into the water. That's definitely giving me vibes of... all right, maybe that's the burden that's trying to be held back here, is they don't want light shed on the fact that possibly somebody was, you know, offed and tossed into the water somewhere. I mean, I'm definitely getting the vibes just off of that card. Let's draw more cards on that. But it almost, in a sense, kind of goes with the message that Astro Queen the other day came out with about, what was it, swimming with the fishes or whatever, about somebody being dumped in water. I mean, if that's the case, if there's some real nefarious stuff going on behind the scenes and somebody got tossed into water, I mean, that is that definitely would explain, you know, somebody, the unseen hand, you know, paying money to keep things under wraps here. All right, Five of Pentacles. All right, look at this. Another card, Five of Pentacles, with a completely different symbology on here. Look at this. In this card, there's somebody in the background that's lying on the ground headless, and somebody's running off with their head. So it's almost like, well, I'm getting two things here. You know, they kind of want to leave Daisy out in the cold. You know, make her, discredit her amongst her platforms so people don't really pay attention to what she has to say. Make her kind of sound like she's a little off her rocker, like what she says doesn't make sense, or she's making shit up. But also, it's like somebody in this card running off with a head. It's almost like there's a body there and somebody's running off with evidence or part of the body in a sense. So I don't know if that has to do with possibly graveyard rituals as far as the body part, or just the body in general, and trying to leave somebody out in the cold amongst their viewers and platform. Nine of Swords. All right, yeah, that's definitely something that they're worried about here. With that Nine of Swords card, that card of worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. So I feel like this collective is definitely realizing that something that they've done is going to come to a head, if you will. And some things that they've tried to bury or put out of sight, out of mind, they're worried that it's going to come to the surface. All right, I just dropped a card here. Let's see what it is. All right, that's that Seven of Cups. Illusions. So they're definitely possibly worried that the illusion that they've tried to create is going to be found out. People are going to see through the illusion, maybe glamour spells. You can see on here, of all the different cups here, there's one cup with an eye on it. So I almost feel like they're worried about people being able to see through the illusions that have been tried to be portrayed here. Nine of Pentacles. All right, well, Nine of Pentacles for the most part is a good card, but you know, it's about self-confidence, being able to rely on yourself, self-made, all that kind of stuff. But I'm getting definitely off of this card, with the way this woman is dressed, it reminds me of like a biblical harlot, if you will. I'm getting that definitely like kind of prostitute energy off of that Nine of Pentacles. So, I mean, I know I've heard on Daisy's other videos her mentioning something about this particular collective that's gang stalking her, is trying to hide, you know, nefarious acts, and also hide human trafficking or prostitution, sex work, those type of things. So, I mean, that definitely is giving me the vibes, just particularly with that version of the Nine of Pentacles. All right, Ace of Pentacles again, so confirmation. Ace of Pentacles to me are always yes cards, like it's like a confirmation to what you just said. Plus, it's the second Ace of Pentacles that has come up out of a different deck. And I don't know. I'm just definitely seeing that there's maybe a lot of money involved in this whole activity that's trying to be covered up. All right, the Sun again. The third Sun card has come out of 3 different decks. Those are all major arcanas. That's very rare. I've never pulled 3 Sun cards before, but it's almost like this Leo energy keeps shining through. I almost kind of get the sense that, you know what I'm actually getting, which is really weird. I've never picked this up in any other reading. The Sun card is a Leo card. The Leo card, it's about, you know, happiness, but also it's about shining light on things. And I almost feel another meaning to Leo is LEO, law enforcement officer. So maybe that's what keeps happening here. Maybe Daisy's readings, in a sense, keep shining a light on these nefarious activities, and maybe it has drawn the attention of law enforcement officers. I mean, that's definitely a way to look at it. All right, Five of Swords. So that's that card of defeat. You know, so I feel like whatever nefarious activities have been done, they're trying to defeat anybody from coming in and stirring up trouble, or basically shedding a light on what has been going on. Another thing about the Five of Swords is about somebody being smug in defeating their enemy. So maybe whoever's behind all this, they really feel like if enough money is thrown into the situation that, you know, they can defeat this situation and then be smug about it at the same time. All right, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords again. So I think that's definitely a yes, that is the truth. I'm speaking the truth right now. Two of Wands. All right, Two of Wands again. That's the second time that's come up. This is an interesting Two of Wands too. Look at on this card. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they got this guy carrying a knife. There's another guy over here with a knife, and it's like there's this person in the background, and there's a whole group or collective being sneaky and secretive around this Two of Wands. This is definitely not the typical Two of Wands. So I definitely feel like this karmic collective is definitely trying to carry out a plan and move into the future and not fall back into the past, or not let the past be seen. Nine of Cups. All right, well, Nine of Cups. I'm going to take this straight from Daisy. Nine of Cups, a lot of times in her readings, she'll say Nine of Cups is blood rituals. So I figure that they have gone to the length of not only offing people, graveyard rituals, tampering with evidence of their sex trafficking ring, trying to defeat people at all costs, trying to put up an illusion with that Seven of Cups, but even to the point of doing blood rituals or blood magic as well, possibly to keep those illusions going, or possibly as a way to put negative entities on their enemies in order to stop anybody from shedding light on this that might pique the interest of the Leos or law enforcement officers. All right, the World. So definitely there's an ending to this cycle. There's an ending to this cycle, and there's going to be a new beginning here. What that new beginning is, I'm not 100% sure. One thing I do want to see, though, is I'm going to bring out the occult cards. All right, these are basically cards of demonology. I feel like whenever you have negative energy going around at that sort of level, you're talking about principalities. Principalities are definitely ruled by the spirits of the infernal realm. And different spirits of the infernal realm have different things that they're basically in charge of. And I want to see possibly if we can tap in what type of entities maybe have been unleashed, and what type of entities are involved in this continuing group of karmics. I think these are very similar to those cards Daisy has in one of her videos where they're basically all the different archangels. Well, these are basically the cards of all the fallen angels and infernal spirits. All right, Aman. Aman reveals the past and the future and reconciles friends and enemies. All right, I'm getting a heavy glamour spell off of that. Heavy divination, heavy glamour spell. I definitely see that this group of karmics has been using divination heavily in order to to see what's coming up next, to possibly avoid detection. And then also they reconcile friends and enemies. So that, to me, that's basically trying to turn friends and enemies on your side, which makes sense with the glamour spell or that Seven of Cups causing of illusions card. All right, Seer. Travels the world in an instant and brings anything, gives the truth about thefts and hidden treasures, willing to do anything one commands. All right, I mean, to me, that's kind of a dual message. I feel like, really, with Daisy's ability to look in deeply into the spiritual realms, being able to divinate, it almost gives her the point of, or ability to almost travel the world in an instant. Because when you're really prophesying or divining at a high level, you definitely can look into things all over the world without ever being there. And then it gives you truths about thefts and hidden treasures. So I almost feel like definitely Daisy has been trying to say things about people that have been thieving, money laundering scandals, and hidden treasures. That definitely kind of covers that energy a little bit. All right, Gop. This is this particular entity can cause love or hate, can make one ignorant and without sense, delivers familiars from other magicians, can move from one place to place. All right, so to me that definitely kind of confirms the glamour spells, you know, causing somebody to change their mind from love to hate or hate to love, and can make you ignorant or without sense, you know, and then also delivers familiars from other magicians. So that's also talking about energy harvesting or sapping other people's spiritual gifts in order to boost your own. So it definitely all goes down the lines of things that Daisy has been talking about. And it's very interesting. Let's pull some oracles on this and we'll wrap it up. Because I think that definitely my reading here with the cards that I've drawn up is definitely showing that a lot of these things that Daisy keeps talking about in her videos, that a lot of people basically give her crap about, you know, not necessarily believing what she's saying. I think this definitely gives credence to a lot of it. You know, it definitely shows that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes here in a big way. And because of this big behind the scenes happenings, that's why she's encountering so much resistance. You know, and it's not that she's just, you know, feeling like people are just after her, out to get her. But if there's this kind of stuff happening behind the scenes, it definitely could be a reason why. All right, awareness. Yep, I think it's all because, that just confirms what I was just saying. It all confirms that it's because of Daisy's awareness about what's going on here. That is the reason why they are coming at her so hard. If she wasn't so aware of their activities and what they've been up to, they would have no reason to kind of go at her. Crown chakra. All right, look at this. This awareness has a circle right up here where your crown chakra would be. Next card up, crown chakra. So I definitely feel like this group of karmics has, in a sense, been after... going after Daisy's crown chakra, you know, trying to block her spiritual gifts. Let's pull one more on it. I mean, whenever, well, two things. Whenever you're trying to block a reader or somebody who's high up in the spiritual community's gifts, you try to attack their crown chakra or their solar plexus, right? But also, you can try to add familiars, like this card was saying here, about taking other magicians' familiars, and add that to your crown chakra in order to give you a boost in your spiritual abilities. All right, heart chakra. All right, so, you know, definitely, if you go at somebody's heart chakra and get them all in their feels and emotions, whenever you're overly emotional, it causes difficulty in your reading. I also see that possibly some of the illness or death magic that they've done towards Daisy has been aimed at her heart, like trying to cause her cardiovascular problems or heart issues. Also, when you get somebody's heart going too fast, it causes anxiety and those type of things as well. I'm going to draw a couple more oracles, and I'm going to cut this off because I think it's being fairly clear as to what this collective that have been going on behind the scenes against Daisy or have been up to. All right, patience. I definitely feel like what's needed in this situation, which I think, you know, obviously if Daisy's been going through this for years, she has had to learn patience big time. And I think that she has been patient, really, with all these type of things going on. In her energy field, in her life, in the 3D, it's probably quite a bit to bear. Inspiration. Yep, she's been patient and she continues to be an inspiration to other people out there, trying to spread her spiritual knowledge to help people in their ascension process and to also enlighten people as to the dark sides of spiritual warfare and the type of things that these different groups of entities, peoples, collectives, karmics, and principalities are up to. And it's also strange. These cards have timelines on some of them, not on all of them. But look, it says April 15th to May 12th, May 13th to June 9th. These are two cards that are basically back to back in their timelines. May 12th, May 13th, right? I'm almost seeing here is that there'll be a end to these situations coming up in the near future. I feel like something major is going to happen. One thing I noticed here on this card, look, there's a dragon on it. And I know in a lot of Daisy's videos, she's talking about getting a spiritual dragon from your ancestors, from the Goddess Council when you get to a certain point in order to tear down, you know, collectives of karmics and principalities. Let's see, one more here. Solitude. All right, so I think definitely a lot of these collectives or groups against Daisy are trying to push her into solitude, keep her kind of afraid to go out and speak her mind, stop her from inspiring others and stop her patience. But I feel like it has not been working as of yet. You know, I'm going to draw one more card out of here. I've definitely been feeling it. This energy of the full moon has been getting to me big time. All right, Spirit, what's the final outcome of this? What's the final outcome here? The Tower. Oh, no. It's not the Tower. It's the Ten of Swords. Painful ending. So I feel like this collective that it's gone out of their way to break Daisy down, to bring her in the Ten of Swords. Actually, all these events are turning out to be their undoing or their ending, their painful ending. And I feel like a lot of truths are going to come out that are going to cause this principality or collective basically to not be able to bother Daisy anymore. And she's going to continue to be an inspiration to people out there with her spiritual advice. She's going to continue to grow her other businesses. And I keep saying this in other videos. I think she will eventually get off of YouTube, but not by Karmic scaring her off of YouTube or bullying her off of YouTube. I think she honestly has a higher calling, and YouTube just won't be that platform for her calling that she has to actually accomplish during her light work. Anyways, guys, this is one of my longer readings. I kind of wanted to get in depth on this one to make sure I got all the info out possible. I hope you guys have a great night out there. Don't forget, it is that full moon in Scorpio, the super moon in Scorpio. So, you know, tonight's a great night to do your manifestations. If you like my videos, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. This is the Eben Oracle. Peace out.